Welcome to Fast Stang 444. Sit down, relax, get ready for a great one, and I will open up this video asking you to subscribe. I'm actually near the hacienda overlooking the field, and as the game starts, there is a drop I hear behind me. So I will stay here. You can see where this is located. It's the winter, the dry season, so I can go across the waterway if needed. Once I start engaging in head-to-heads, and I can see this is a level 2 Volkswagen Golf. It's actually a good car. And there is a drop over on the left there near a shed, I'll call that, in the field. And here in between the hacienda, I take the Volkswagen and I will head over to this drop. And look at this. Level 5 Focus RS. Yes! What a great start. Right when I get to around here, I open up the map. I can see the arena is over far enough towards the aerodrome. It's going to be arena 14 or 15. I'm not sure yet. As the arenas shrink and get smaller, I'll have a better idea. And here's a car heading the wrong direction. And by opening up the map, I know that the head-to-head is roughly the direction I am heading. They are heading away from the head-to-head. It does actually lead over towards the lava field. There are patterns for each of these games depending on where the final arena will be. So it's always good to open up the map and have an idea of where the head-to-heads will lead. And as you play more games, you start to learn these patterns. So keep that in mind. This one originated around that field and leads over towards the lava field. And as I mentioned, as the arena shrinks, the patterns of these head-to-heads change. And I'll show you a critical one later on in this game. And as I said, this wound up being a really great game. Here I started out against another level 5, a Maserati Levante, which has a higher road speed. And I only have the data for highway top speeds. It would have been a bit much to try and compile speeds off-road for every single vehicle.
Opponent eliminated.
Actually made a video showing all the highway top speeds, so if you get a moment, check that out. That is very useful, and that is what I am using to show you through this game the highway top speeds. Again, you can see how far the arena goes down towards the aerodrome south of Muley. This is going to be arena 14 or 15, final showdown. And I will speed this little part up here. Chasing this car, it winds up being a level 1 Nissan Tsuru. I engage in a head-to-head with them. And I think the head-to-head is going back towards the lava field, and it is. So you can see the pattern when it is going to be arena 14 or 15 final arena. If the head-to-head originates here in the second arena, then it goes over towards the northeast side of the church ruins, it looks like here. And I know to stay close to this road, go on the left side of the church ruins between the lava over towards the finish. You can see the stadium there over on the right. Glance at that drop on the way by. it's always a good idea to look at drops as you are in head-to-heads. I found some high-level drops doing that. That one just disappeared. They took that drop. I can't tell what they took because I am completing this head-to-head.
Eliminated.
I'm not sure. I think those came after that. And this Porsche Cayenne is more of a level 5 speed car. If you remember the top speed of the Maserati, those two, the Maserati and the Porsche Cayenne, are very close in their highway top speed. So I know I have to use caution with this. Even though it's a level 7, it's more of a level 5 speed car. But here's a car right here in a Mitsubishi Lancer. It's a red car, and you have to use caution with red cars. Other than the Jeep Trackhawk, the Mini Buggy, and off-road, the Ferrari and Camaro can be problematic. They are not in their element off-road. But once they are moving in half speed, they are capable off-road. So changing direction in those will be a problem. And look how close that Mitsubishi is. It's something about these red cars. I don't know what it is. And I came up with a bit of a reminder. Don't race red. When I see a red car, I try to avoid them. I've lost in higher level cars to red cars so many times that when I see a red car, I tend to try and stay away from them. But I was kind of committed. I was heading over towards them, so there was no avoiding that. And you see, they were just behind me. They weren't far away, so had I not had the advantage, I could have lost that. And look at the top speed of this Lamborghini Murcielago. This is a near level 10 speed car. This is a great car. I actually could use this in the final showdown, but there's 22 drivers left. And look at this. It will be Arena 14. The arena wall did not go far enough towards the aerodrome, so I know this is going to be Arena 14. So there's a head-to-head that leads over this direction that goes to an intersection of a dirt road and a paved road that I am very familiar with. And look at this. This Lamborghini Murcielago is heading the wrong direction. And I was being a car drop sniper, I will admit that, but we are both in the same car. There's no need to show the highway top speeds. They're the same. So watch this head-to-head. I will follow this road, and where this bend in the road is the switchback on the left, I'll go slightly to the right and go back to this portion of the road. Then over on the left here, I'm looking for 3 trees. These 3 trees here, I go between them and slow down enough to where I get over on this dirt path or dirt road. I guess it's a path. In between these trees over to the finish. And that's really the only pattern I trust myself with in this area, where you're not running into too many of those trees. So even though the highway top speed on the Fiesta is lower, it is an off-road vehicle. It accelerates really quickly off-road. I do not have all of that data compiled. That wasn't feasible, as I mentioned earlier. So I am taking this Fiesta, driving outside of where the next arena will be, and I am going to head over north of Muleg. You see the intersection that is kind of north of Muleg there on the highway in the road that exits Muleg. And here again, I'll show you where the final Arena 14 will be. So the head-to-head will lead into that area, and I'm double and then triple checking because I'm pausing a lot of this to show you and give you information and help you with your strategies, but in real time I am just opening the map up just for a second and closing it, opening it for a second and closing it. I don't want to run into anything and kind of lose control of your vehicle when you open up the map. So I'm going to glance at these drops, but ultimately I want to head over towards that intersection that I mentioned. Thought I might be able to catch someone around here in a head-to-head, but they are heading around the middle of this arena. I prefer to engage around the perimeter or outside of the perimeter of where this next arena wall is and get into a head-to-head where I am familiar with it. Try to engage in a head-to-head with this car. I just missed them, so I don't want to head towards them, heading away from the direction of a head-to-head. So try and engage in a head-to-head with them there. I missed, but I missed this one too. I don't know. Am I just narrowly missing being close enough, or my timing was off? I'm not sure what happened there. So let's go over here, and I am able to engage in a head-to-head with them. And there is an advantage knowing these patterns. Watch this pattern. I know to go between these hills over here that it will go southeast of the leg. You can see the hills are kind of off on either side. There is a small rise around that building. I think that's a church. I decided rather than take the bridge and the highlighted blue route that I would try a direct route. I actually lost a head-to-head in this head-to-head recently where someone was in a lower level vehicle that took a direct route, so I figured I would see what they knew that I did not know. And other than running into that stone wall and a few logs, I will easily beat them. So now my plan is to go outside of where the final arena will be and get in the highest top speed Mercedes AMG 1, 247 miles per hour, 398 kilometers per hour. I had someone say that, oh, it goes faster than that on the highway, but I mean, ultimately, that's the data that I collected, and that is in highway mode, not track mode. I don't use this car in track mode. The highway speed is much lower, and look at that X. So if I get into a head-to-head over this direction, I'm going to go east on this road off to the right. That is where the finish point for a head-to-head would lead. So I will just go down here towards the perimeter, and I really don't want to engage in any more head-to-heads. I am content to use this Mercedes AMG 1, but look at this. This car is pretty adamant about wanting to engage in a head-to-head in this Group A. It's a fast car. It's a great off-road vehicle, but your positioning was terrible. So watch this head-to-head. This is the head-to-head, 2 head-to-heads ago that I was in. So slightly to the right here. I was going so fast I missed the road, but I am trying to angle over towards those 3 trees. Remember the 3 trees I mentioned earlier? There they are on the right. And slow down as you go through here so you don't overshoot this path, this dirt road, and go into the trees. Experiences helped me learn that. And I just got this head-to-head in before the head-to-heads were canceled.
Head-to-heads complete. Get ready for the final showdown. Opponent eliminated.
Of course, I decline taking anything other than what I am in, so I will pause this. Final showdown in 20 seconds. And I will show you the map. You see the angled road over on the left there for Arena 14? That's the line I am angled towards, as though I was in Arena 15 after I exited. That is a route I would take for Arena 15. I'm familiar with it. There's a bridge off on the right and some buildings on the left. So I will follow this road and scramble really to my exit, and I exited it 1 second. That actually isn't too bad. I prefer 3 seconds, so the timeout bar shows 2.5 seconds. I want to angle to the right side of this electrical power tower. There is a level 7 AMG GT. There is a level 10 in front of me. So I will go just next to the solar panels. And at this point I can see it is another level 10 AMG 1 I am up against. We'll pause this here. You see the road configuration over on the left in the mini-map that looks like a bird. I know going through the right wing, the lava field will be off on the left. This is a clear route. Now I know to angle a little to the left here. Trying not to turn too much to maintain as much speed as possible. And right when I get to here, I can see I just missed that grove of trees. The other AMG 1 ran right into them. That's the break I needed. So I just need to get through a few trees, and I will slow this down here as I cross the finish. What a dramatic finish. One of the best wins I've had in a while. Actually, games.
Horizon, please congratulate the Eliminator!
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video along with all of my videos. And if you've been enjoying my channel, help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Just click that link on the bottom right.